What is up, everybody? We're back again for another episode of Table Talks. Every day we're having these small, quick conversations that have practical growth in our life. Every day looks a little bit different. Today's leadership, one of my favorites. Why? Because we are all called to be leaders. Leaders, not your title, it's your influence. We're all called to influence people to make them better and grow and be everything they were called and created to be. We are the light of the world as followers of Jesus, which means we influence the world. So Tyler, what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about the two most important roles as a leader.
Okay.
The M&Ms.
The M&Ms.
What are they, Mike?
You got to keep morale high and momentum going. Morale needs to stay high, momentum got to keep going.
I feel like there's never been a more important time to really focus on this. It's like you say, like anyone can lead when circumstances are normal, but true leadership, I mean, look at this pandemic, right? Yeah. Why is morale and momentum so important right now?
Yeah, anybody can lead when time's good. Like, that's just easy, right? Like, okay, and life is great. It's in the moments when we get hit with circumstances we didn't expect, we're placed with challenges that we didn't anticipate. That's when we rise up as leaders. Why? Because we've got to influence people towards health. Yeah. And we do that in two ways. Number one, people have to have hope. Morale has to be high. If people don't have hope, they've lost it, right? You know, it's kind of like that whole Navy, Air Force slogan, right? You can live 3 days without water. You can live X amount of days without food, but you can't live 3 seconds without hope, right? You need hope. So as leaders, we've got to cause morale to be high. Yeah. And not only do we got to keep people's hopes up, we got to have a plan and we got to have action with momentum going towards where we're going.
Yeah. Let's get into some best practices right now in this virtual world that we live in right now. What are some things that you can do to boost morale?
You know, a couple of things is one, we have to have empathy. So listening, I know it's tough. I know it's not easy. I know right now there's questions you got that you can't answer right now. I know there's challenges we're facing, right? So I'm not going to ignore them and act like none of that exists. However, with my recognition of what you're going through, I'm not going to be a Debbie Downer and a negative person, right? I'm going to speak to it. I'm going to be empathetic with it. I'm going to love on you through it. But then I'm also going to speak life and hope into you. So what we've got to learn is to have empathy, not sympathy, right? Empathy is where I can relate with you, but I don't want you to stay in there. Sympathy is when I'm going to have pity on you and make you feel like it's okay to feel sorry for yourself and stay where you're at. I don't want you to stay there. I want you moving forward. So I'm going to relate with you. I'm going to connect with you. And then I'm going to say, we're going to get through this together. That's morale, right? Yeah. Now, momentum is saying now we're going to put a plan in place to literally capitalize on where we're at, right? I don't know all the answers, but I am strategically thinking where we're going, right? I'm thinking long-term and short-term all at the same time because we don't necessarily know what the timetable is on this. So I'm going to plan for the length. I'm going to plan for the long haul and say, you know what? We're strategically planning and placing health and momentum in what we're doing. And we're nimble enough to change if it's not working. Because here's what our number one goal. We want fruit. We don't want events and we don't want activities. We want fruit. So if it's bearing healthy fruit, we won't keep going. If it's not, we change it and continue to grow and make things healthy. So by doing that, morale is going to be staying high, momentum's going. I don't have to have all the answers, but I do need to have plans in place and start being strategic with that.
That's a good point. And would you say that your momentum affects your morale, or what's that relationship?
They are 100% in alignment together, right? You can't be somebody that's all vision and then forgetting about your people, right? And so when you forget about your people, all of a sudden you're going by yourself, right? So you can't be all momentum and no people. But you can't be all people without no strategy because now you're just a dreamer and everything's hypothetical, right? So you gotta learn that these two are married together, right? I'm gonna have empathy, and through that empathy, I build strategic plans so that we can progress, right? Because now I have a why attached to the what we're doing. Yeah. And that morale is my why, and the what is my momentum.
That's so good. So in closing real quick, talk to the leader who morale might be down, momentum might be down.
Yeah.
What are some quick things that they
Yeah,
can do to
well, a couple things is if your morale is down, partially is because you're focused on the now, not the future. And what do I mean is that problem is really big, but you're not thinking about a strategy on what you can do to navigate through that problem. And so you've got to learn to handle that issue right there so that you can actually build hope into your system and your heart and the people that you influence, right? So you can't ignore it, right? But you also can't act like you can't build something to it. So let's recognize it, have empathy, and build a plan towards it. Also, don't do this thing alone, right? You need people around you. Some of the biggest things for momentum is getting ideas from other people, and some of the biggest things for morale is the encouragement and the support. You're not in this alone. So you need people around you. I'm not coming up with all these ideas by myself, and I'm not doing this by myself. I got a community around me. I'm meeting with my team and my staff, but I'm also meeting virtually with leaders all over the world. I'm learning. I'm in webinars. Like, that's what we do. We do this together. So keep morale high with your people and momentum going.
So good.
Anything else, Tyler?
That's it.
All right, guys. Tomorrow, BAM is another service. It's going to be awesome. You don't want to miss it.
Right.
I'm telling you right now, I feel like every week is just getting better and better and better. I can't wait to worship with you tomorrow. Get your share on. Let's get this place packed out online, and let's do life together. Love you guys. Pray God's peace.